Hey, if you're like a lot of people we've been meeting lately, living in the city, DC, Baltimore metro area, you may be thinking of moving to the Eastern Panhandle. And with telecommuting now so common, we are seeing a lot of that. So there's some things you might not know about living out this way. So that's what I'm going to go over in this video. I'm Jana Classy, and my husband and I are realtors here in the Eastern Panhandle. We moved here about 20 years ago from the DC area, and we love it. But there's a few things we learned along the way. Number one, if you live in a rural part of the Eastern Panhandle and it's hunting season, you can pretty much forget about scheduling contractors to do any work on your house. Hunting is a big deal up here, especially for people raised in this area, whether they are a contractor or not. So things pretty much shut down during hunting season, particularly if you live out in the country. Number two, if you find yourself on a two-lane road like Route 9 heading up to Morgan County, or a dry run road out here in Berkeley County, and there's a tractor ahead of you going 15 miles an hour, chances are you're going to be stuck, because those two roads particularly are windy, they're hilly, and it makes it very difficult to pass. So it's happened to me a few times, and I'm okay with it. Maybe a little bit late for an appointment. But if you are used to higher speeds, being able to weave in and out of traffic, and that sort of thing drives you crazy, then you're going to find it up here these days still. And it can be a little bit frustrating. Number three, and this is just my opinion, but there's a general sense of dislike up here for supervision or strong restrictions. And again, this is just my impression. Some people may disagree with me. But I know when we lived in the DC metro area, it's been a long time ago, but even back then, there were rules about everything and fines if you didn't comply. And that sort of thing is more frowned on up here, I think. There are restrictions in subdivisions to protect property values, but they just don't seem as extreme up here. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Number four, ethnic restaurants. You won't have the variety of eating choices like you have in a larger city. It's one of the things we missed most when we first moved up here, but it is getting better. There's some Thai restaurants that have moved into the area. There's an Indian restaurant we like. So it's getting better. And the Eastern Panhandle really is close enough to the DC, Baltimore metro area, so it's a doable drive to access those kinds of things. And it's the same thing with shopping, but it's becoming more the norm to shop online, even if you live in the city. So that's pretty much non-issue these days. Number five, public transportation. It's just not available like it is in the city. There's no bus service really to speak of. There's a small van type bus in Martinsburg, circles around the city, but it's certainly not on the scale you may be used to if you live in a city. We do have taxi service, and there is a MARC train that goes to the DC area in the morning, returns in the evening. But for the most part, getting anywhere locally is pretty much driving, walking, or biking. So just in general, the choices you have for entertainment, dining, and some services are not on the scale you're probably accustomed to in a larger metropolitan area. So those are the things we don't have. But here's the things we do have. Lower taxes, lower home prices, some really small, charming historic towns, beautiful countryside, friendly people. We love the lifestyle here. And if you are thinking of moving this way, give us a call. We'd love to tell you more about it and show you around. We're at 304-264-2828. Okay? Have a wonderful day.